In this video, we will be looking at institution administration. Institutions are site-wide groups that can contain their own administrators, staff, and members. In the site administration, there is a whole section for institutions. The first tab lets you add new institutions or edit existing ones. Institution members lets you bulk invite users to institutions. You cannot directly add existing members to an institution. They must approve the request. You can only add new user accounts to institutions as you create them. On this page, you can also see users who have requested membership of an institution and add them as members. Approve their request. You can also remove members from an institution. In institution staff, you can choose which users are staff of your institution. They must already be in the institution to be assigned a staff role. The same goes for administrators. A list of potential administrators in the chosen institution is shown and can be added to the list on the right. The last tabs are institution views and institution files. These were covered in a separate video. I will return to the first tab, where we will look at the setup options of an institution. When you add a new institution, you are given some options. You must give your institution a name. If you specify an expiry date for this institution, two things will happen. Once a warning time for the institution expiry has been reached, site and institutional administrators will be emailed about this institution's impending expiry. If the auto-suspend expired institutions option is set in site options, then once the expiry date has been reached, this institution will be automatically suspended and users of the institution will no longer be able to log in. The warning time for institution expiry and auto-suspend expired institutions options can be found on Site Options Administration page. Authentication plugins. Here you can choose how users in this institution will authenticate to the site. Institutions should have at least one method of authentication tied to them. The internal authentication plugin checks the site database for usernames, passwords. Users have to have an account for this to work, which can be done by allowing registration via the registration form or using the Add User or Add Users by CSV screens. The None authentication method allows anyone in. Users can pick any username and password. This should only be used for testing. The other authentication methods generally authenticate against an external source, such as an LDAP server or remote application. They have their own settings, which you can configure in a pop-up window when you add them. One setting they normally share is whether accounts can be automatically created in Mahara when a user signs in for the first time, as opposed to accounts being created previously by the admin user, which users can then log into. Registration allowed. This setting determines whether users can register for your site for this institution using the registration form. If registration is off, non-members cannot request membership of the institution, and members cannot leave the institution or delete their user accounts voluntarily. The default membership period determines how long new members remain associated with the institution. This can be set in days, weeks, months, years, or no end date if their membership does not expire. You can set a default theme that members of the institution will see when they log into the site. And here you can set the maximum number of user accounts that can be associated with the institution. If there is no limit, this field should be left blank. Locked fields. Required or locked fields can be set at an institution level. Note that if any here are disabled, they are fields which are locked in the institution settings for no institution, which means that they are locked at a site level and cannot be unlocked here. Click Submit to create your institution. Any of these settings can be changed at any time by clicking the Edit link to the right of your institution in the institutions list. You will also note that you can suspend an institution manually. Users of a suspended institution will be unable to log in until the institution is unsuspended, which is also done through this page.